7 common questions people often ask us about prapplication.com.sg services. So these are the questions people are more curious about or they want to know more from us before engaging our services. So let's have a look on these questions. And the first question, which is very common, is why should I engage your services? Can't I do it myself? Because after all, it is a PR application and I can do it using my own SyncPass, or in fact, we also do it using your SyncPass. So why should I engage your services? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to present a screenshot from another presentation which I have prepared. This statistics has been covered in detail in a video called Should You Engage an Agent or Not? So briefly speaking, if you concentrate on the lower half of this chart, you will notice that total people qualified to apply for PR, that is the people who were on employment pass, dependent pass and S pass, in 2008 were 490,000. Whereas in 2020, their number is 672,000 approximately. The total PR granted in 2008 were 79,000, quite a high number. And in 2020, it was 27,500. So if I calculate the success ratio by dividing PR granted divided by percentage of population or number of people who actually applied for it, then I will find that success ratio was 64.5% in 2008. That means 2 people in 3 applicants got their PR approved. Whereas the same ratio becomes 16.34%, that is 1 person in 6 has got their PR successfully. So basically in 2008, the feeling was that you can apply with whatever documents have been asked for and more or less you will get your PR approved. If you don't get it, maybe in next round you will get it. So PR at that time was more procedural, but that's not the case now. There are too many applicants and there are limited spaces. Moreover, with Singapore economy rising and growing, I expect this situation even to worsen further. Meaning there will be more foreigners, but there will be number of places will be limited. Government has already specified that they will be releasing average 30,000 PRs per year, and that number is not going to change. So as a result, ICA has tightened the rules. ICA has more options now. So if more people are applying, there is more competition and obviously ICA will select the best and the most probable candidates. So what happens? Submitting minimum required documents is not enough now. You need to take efforts to enhance and strengthen your profile and then present it in a proper manner to ICA for consideration. So coming to the second part of the question, can you do it yourself? Obviously you can do it, but will you be able to analyze your own profile in significant details? Can you identify the opportunities where you can strengthen it? And then can you present it as a proper package to ICA? That is the question. So moving on to the next question, what services you include in your package? So basically, once you engage our services, what we will do is we will ensure that all your documents are correct. That is the first step. There should not be any mistake. There should not be any missing documents. There should not be wrong documents you are submitting. If translation is required, then we will ask you to get it translated. So from legal point of view, we will ensure that all the documents are correct. Then we will do in-depth analysis of your profile and we will try to identify opportunities to strengthen it. So that might involve 2 things, getting some additional information maybe from your home country or some documents. And it might also mean taking some specific actions in Singapore to score in certain specific departments. Once that is done, we will give that action plan to you so that your profile is strengthened. Then we will write an impressive cover letter to summarize all these aspects and we will manage the submission to ICA. So this is what briefly is the scope of our package. The next question is, do you have background in this field? Or are we just like one of the also run consultants? Now, this question is very valid because nowadays what is happening is because there is a demand for these kind of services, anybody who doesn't have any remote connection to this field starts his shop, maybe takes some place in a service office, hires some telephone number, and start advertising on Google saying that we can help you and we are the best consultant. Our case is not like that. So our this company prapplication.com.sg is a part of Epica Group. So prapplication.com.sg is an immigration advisory where we help people in PR application and citizenship application. The other division, which is compliance.com.sg, you can check this website, is also part of Epica Group. And in this division, we help companies in obtaining Monetary Authority of Singapore licenses and managing MS compliance for them. So the companies which are in cryptocurrency, blockchain, payment services act, fund management companies, insurance companies, capital market service licenses, those companies we serve in this division. And the last division or the main division is Epica.Asia. Here we provide company incorporation services, especially for foreign entities. So this is our specialization. So as you can see, our connection to this field is for quite long and we have experience in many diverse aspects of the same field. The promoters of the company has previously built business in same field as company incorporation and licensing and sold it to a large group, and now again they are into same business. The next question is, what are your fees? So our fees are quite transparent. Our fees are not the lowest in the market and our fees are not the highest in the market. What we charge is reasonable for the services that we provide. Lowest fees should not be really a criteria because you might get lowest fees somewhere, but if the person doesn't have any background in this field and he cannot really guide anything, then that doesn't benefit you. If you need to know our fees, please write it to us and we will send you the pricing code. The pricing largely depends on the size of the family, because if number of dependents is high, then there is more paperwork involved. So obviously it will be one of the factor. And another factor is if there are any complex situations. Complex situation means there was a previous divorce, adoption of a child, special need child, previous legal prosecution. So these kind of cases are classified under complex situation. So depending upon these two factors, we will advise you the fees. Next question is, what is the best time to apply PR? So there is no specific best time as such. If you are the first time applicant, you are applying for your PR for the first time, then I will advise you to wait for at least one complete year and have at least one complete year of IRS notice. So actually your wait time is going to be 1.5 or maybe 2 years. This is recommended. If you are Indian, I will advise you to wait for 2 to 3 years and then apply for PR. In case you are reapplying, meaning your previous PR was rejected and now you are reapplying, then think how you can present more stronger profile. Don't just send the same document that you used last time, because that really doesn't change the situation much then, except the fact that you have been in Singapore for longer time. How long the process will run if engaging our services? So if you decide to engage our services, the normal timeline for completion of activities for you and filing your PR application is typically 3 to 4 months. So don't expect that you will engage our services and next day we are going to file your application and somehow we are going to write some magic letter because of which you will get an approval within 6 or 7 months. So you need to keep this in mind. There is a 3 or 4 months of specific action plan that we need to execute, analyze, and then only we are able to file the PR application. And the last question is, do you guarantee results? Now, obviously, we cannot guarantee result because ICA is the government authority which approves the PR and it has a final say. What we promise is to make the best efforts to strengthen and present your profile in the most appropriate way to ICA. But the decision after that is with ICA. So, in summary, these are the common questions people ask us. If you also had any of these questions, then I guess it is answered by now.
Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel today. PR Application is a leading immigration consultancy company in Singapore.